Hi guys, good evening from BGC. So what's happening now? Bitcoin as of this point in time is dropping 10,250 US dollars up against one Bitcoin, while Jollibee is hitting high upon high upon high and has closed at around 277 pesos per share. So with that, I got a lot of questions when I post those articles in my website, marvingurmo.com. By the way, if you're new to this video, I have a YouTube page, Marvin Gurmo, or you can also go to marvingurmo.com, where all of the articles and videos are also posted in. So when I posted that in my website and I shared that via Facebook, a lot of people are asking, Marvin, since Bitcoin is dropping, should I buy now or should I just buy Jollibee that's hitting high upon high upon high upon high? Of course, this video will be a bit biased because you know me, I'm a stock market guy. I would put a higher preference in investing in the stock market than any other asset class. And as if you've read my books, my style when it comes to investing is I will never invest in anything that I do not understand. I won't invest in anything that does not fit me. I will invest in something that I have look at the risk and the rewards attached to it, and something that's relatively balanced and connected to my financial plan. With that, I'll pick Jollibee hands down up against Bitcoin. Number one, because I love stocks. When you invest in Jollibee, you know where the money is going. When you invest into an IPO, you know the company will use the money. You will use the proceeds of the IPO to expand the business. You know when they create more Jollibee stores, or when a new IPO will get money and create more businesses because of it, it creates employment and it builds our economy even further. And what's nice about that, if you look at Jollibee per se, Jollibee has been going up year upon year upon year upon year. It has survived so many economic downturns. It has survived so many recessions in the country, and it's still there. And what's nice about Jollibee, it has such an amazing brand attached to it that I don't know if you've noticed this, and I've said this in so many videos in the past, that it's increased its prices. Chicken Joy, Burger Steak, their hamburgers have increased by leaps and bounds, but people would still go to Jollibee because it has such a strong brand. And if you find something like that, if you find a stock that's like Disney, Nike, Starbucks, that people will just go over and over and over to, that's something we're keeping. And think about it, what I like about Jollibee is it's very tangible. You know where it's headed, you know that it's expanding, you know that it's growing not just in the Philippines, but it's expanding in the US, in Canada, in the Middle East. It's expanding in China, one of the largest consumption markets in the world. It's very, 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 very tangible. That's why I love stocks, because I can see it firsthand, how the company's earning. I know how it affects the consumption habits of Filipinos. So that's how I do it. The more predictable the business is, the more predictable the stock is, I would go for it. I would push and invest in that. And I don't see that in Bitcoin. Bitcoin for me is just something that's based on purely supply and demand principles. Bitcoin is up because there's such a large demand for people buying Bitcoin. And however, the problem about that is Bitcoin hit almost 20,000 US dollars up against one Bitcoin. So the problem with that, people who started to invest early, you have to understand the context. Bitcoin was around, I think, less than 1,000 US dollars this time last year. So with that, a lot of people have earned money, and of course, people are in the markets regardless if it's a stock market, forex market, derivatives market. They're there to make money. And for them who positioned early, the most logical thing for them to do is to take profits, especially if there's nothing fundamentally sound about it. When their profits are good, sizable, and manageable already, they'll just transfer. And the thing about Bitcoin, it's not the only cryptocurrency. A lot of people now are banking on Ethereum to be even bigger and better than Bitcoin. They're actually saying Bitcoin is MySpace, and Ethereum is the Facebook of cryptocurrency. So that's, I think, its underlying problem. It was one of the first, the more mainstream ones. So it managed to ride the frenzy of appreciation. It was able to manage to ride the frenzy of a large scale demand, which brought its price relatively higher. But now, when people start taking profits, I think that will be its biggest problem. So from a trend perspective, Bitcoin is in a downtrend. From a trend perspective, a lot of the oscillators and MACDs are now pointing that it's bearish. So why am I saying this also from a technical aspect? I think the strong support's around 5,000. If it fails to hold the if the downtrend continues, the possible downward movement of it will bring it to around 5,000. So I think that's something to be watched out for. It has to be considered, especially if you want to time it properly. Whereas Jollibee is breaking high upon high upon high upon high, and for those who've watched the previous videos, if it stays above 260, I believe the midterm target for Jollibee will be around 340 pesos per share. So now let's try to balance everything. Just to recap, no, I would pick stocks just because I know it more. I would pick Jollibee just because I know where the company's headed. I know where it's going. I know its track record. I know how it's earning. I know the consumption levels of Filipinos, and I know that it will give me dividends, not just now, but it will give me dividends repeatedly over the long term as well. So third, do not invest in anything that you don't understand, anything that you do not know. Do not invest just because people coerced you to, invited you to, persuaded you to invest. Always invest in something that you know full-heartedly, that you have the full conviction that you know and you know and you know that what you are investing into. So that's it. I will pick Jollibee because I know it more, and I would really invest in something that leverages my skills and experience as well. So I'll be in London next week for StockSmart's UK, and for those who are in that area, I hope to see you. I hope to meet you. It's my heart's desire to just teach stocks to more and more Filipinos there. Then when I get back, I'm going straight to StockSmart's UAE in Dubai, where we're gonna have our full session courses there. It will be in the first week or second week of February. Then after that, StockSmart's Manila in March, and for our other schedules in Davao, Iloilo, Singapore, and Cebu this year, you can just go to my site marvingirmo.com. So I hope this helps you. Trade well, trade strong, trade smart. This is Marvin Girmo from BGC, who will always pick stocks over any asset class. So God bless you all and have a great night ahead.